good morning to everybody. My name is Royie, Mashiach. I'm the Specialty Fertilizers, Marketing and Portfolio Director for the Growing Solutions Unit. I think it's a very nice conference masterclass that Spiros arranged here, and it's a shame to me that I cannot be there personally, so I apologize for that. In general, it's always fun to be in Greece, other than the conference, so it would be a win-win. But it's a shame, and I think we should do such masterclasses much more, and hopefully in the future we can come and be with you. I will share a short presentation starting the day in general to describe a bit of ICL and our wide range of products and our focus on innovation, and we'll take it from there. I will share my presentation. Okay, we will start. You see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So in general, I will start a bit with ICL. So I don't know if all of you know ICL in depth. In general, we are existing of over 100 years. We have around 12,000 employees worldwide. Last year was a very good year. We sold $9 billion with an adjusted EBITDA of $3.3 billion. In general, we work globally and we focus on innovation. So we have 23 R&D centers globally, 38 production sites in 13 different countries, and 64 sales and distribution sites in over 30 countries globally. So we're spread up quite nice. And again, this is just the high level. I'm going to drill down into the Growing Solutions unit, the unit that I work in, and the Spiros and Yotam working, and Paco and Angelo and everybody. What are our advantages? So in general, at ICL, it's a big mother company. We have the premium assets. We have back integration into raw materials and minerals, potassium, bromine, phosphate. We have strategic locations and concessions at port. For example, by the way, some of the water-soluble fertilizers that we produce and sell to Greece are produced at a site which is 10 minutes from the port. So basically you produce and within 10 minutes you can be at the port and ship the goods. We have unique know-how. So of course we have a lot of chemistry specialists and we have a lot of R&D centers. But since we're existing for a long time, we've also developed a know-how. And what I always say for the water-soluble fertilizers, there is the knowledge of how to produce it, but there is the knowledge that was built here over the years in our site on which materials should go together, what should fit which soil, and how to fit the right formula into the right crop, into the right country, into the right soil. And it's something that we developed over the years. And as always, we say Israel is a startup nation, so we're very much integrated into the agri-tech ecosystem in Israel. When we look at how ICL is divided, again, this is the last top-level slide. So we have the industrial products. So we're talking about bromine solutions and flame retardants, and we hold around serve the market in the world. We have phosphate specialties. We talk about additives for food. We talk about phosphates going into lithium batteries, for example. We say we're around 20%, and we have the Growing Solutions, the unit that is basically focused on agriculture, and there we see we are around 30% of the market. When we look at our chart, so Elad Aronson is our president. Beneath him, we have the business lead. We're divided by regions. One of the regions is Europe, of course, which is managed by France. And under France is Yotam and Spiros, who manage the activity in Greece. And this is how we work globally. And part of the work, we have the business leads, we have the operation lead, and then we have the centers of excellence. So basically, one of the centers of excellence is, of course, agronomy. So Shai Meital and Paco is reporting to him, Maya for the Marcom, Elinor for the R&D. And Amir, who is my boss, is doing the marketing and portfolio. And our job is to make sure that agronomy and market and R&D talk together. We're in the middle, making sure that they talk together, meaning that what R&D develops actually fits what the market wants, and the agronomy knows to do the right trial for the right product based on the market need and based on the R&D capabilities. And we're in the middle. We are the ones also determining the prices and making sure that basically we work in the right way, nothing gets stuck in any channel. When we look about ICL Growing Solution, now we go down from the big ICL to the Growing Solution division. We have several production sites. We have sites in Israel producing water-soluble NPK and liquid fertilizers. We have a site in Israel, in the Negev Desert, producing straights, so MAP, MKP, Pecaseed. We have a site in Belgium producing water-soluble NPK, a site in Netherlands producing controlled-release fertilizer, a site in Spain producing both water-soluble and liquid fertilizers and also some blends of CRF, a site in the US doing controlled-release fertilizer, a site in China. It's a big site, but the part of the growing solution division is basically MEP and MTP. We have a new site in Brazil based on latest acquisitions, producing biostimulants and micronutrients and water-soluble fertilizers, mainly for foliar, a wide variety of products, which we'll talk about. And we have a site in the UK, which a few sites in the UK. One is basically harvesting polysulfate. Other is producing certain adjuvants and water conservation agents and liquids. And another one that is focused on growing media. When we look at the broad range of solutions, and again, it's 100 years of experience and a lot of M&As and a lot of building of new facilities. So as I said, we know how to produce traits, basically MAP, NPP, Pecaseed, water-soluble NPKs, liquid fertilizers. We mainly do it in Israel, Spain, and a bit in Italy, because we have production locations there, and we can basically serve the market. Controlled-release fertilizers, biostimulants, now we try to put more focus on it. Fertilizer Plus, which is basically polysulfate, as you know, and its derivative. We'll talk about it, going into the organic farming. Of course, we have the commodities, potash, phosphate, and then we have the other, which I discussed, which is growing media, adjuvants, water conservation agents, and more to come. So, we try to create an impact for a sustainable future. So when we look, we can look at our wide range of products. Again, as we said, part of everything. You see here pictures of, for example, some adjuvants and some biostimulants and CRF and water-soluble and traits. And our advantage is, first of all, we have a unique specialty portfolio. We are one of the only companies who hold such a wide and vast portfolio of all products. It's not easy to manage, but it gives us an advantage that we basically have a bit of everything. We're vertically integrated. I will discuss about it in the next two slides, but basically one production site can produce a certain raw material for another production site, and then we go up the stream with our products, and I'll show it in a chart shortly. As I discussed about our R&D capabilities in many countries around the world, and basically we focus on the following in the latest year or so. So we will focus in our innovation on nutrient use efficiency. We try to penetrate into the biostimulant world, and this is part of the reason for acquisition in Brazil, and also about micronutrients. We try to do it a bit more focused on organic. Polysulfate is one of the main parts there, and we'll talk about it. We look at biodegradability. You will see in the next slide what we did there in the controlled-release fertilizer, and of course, precision agriculture. So, we are the global leaders in controlled-release technology. Basically, we are the first in the world, and we don't know any other company that has it, that we're able to launch a biodegradable coating solution according to the new regulation in Europe. It should be available for sale in the markets as of next year. So we don't know of any other company in the world that is ready to launch such a product, and should give us an advantage for us and our partners. We are leading in fertigation solutions. So for example, one of the products that we have that is patented is Pecaseed, an acidic PK, and we use this as a patent also to embed it into our water-soluble NPK. For example, we know the Hysol brand, which is Pecaseed inside. So again, other companies that do not have Pecaseed, because it's a patent by ICL, cannot do it. We're global leaders in professional markets. So basically, we have a product called Osmocoat, which is basically a coated NPK, which is a leading product in the turf and ornamental markets in Europe and in the US. We now launch a new family of products called Bios. So basically coming mainly from Brazil, but not only, in order basically to penetrate this market of biostimulants and basically even expand our portfolio more than before. We're into the field of organic farming. So polysulfate, and we'll see in the next few slides, is approved for organic farming. and it's one of the products that we harvest in UK. And we try to go to recycling. We understand this is the direction we need to go, circular economy. So actually this quarter, Q4 2023, we're launching a new product called Puraloop, which is based on recycled phosphate. And basically we were the first to obtain FPR certification in Europe for the majority of our products that we sell there. When we talk about fertigation portfolio, this is where I can show the vertical integration. So basically, we harvest EMK from the Dead Sea and from the Negev Desert, for example. So we have potash and we have phosphate rock. From there, we can produce phosphoric acid. We can take this phosphate rock with this KCl and mix it with sulfuric acid and get MKP. Then we have MKP. We take this MKP and we basically mix it with other raw materials. It can be potassium nitrate, it can be urea, it can be whatever. And then we create a water soluble NPK fertilizer. So basically we go up the chain and we try basically to integrate all our batch integration into our downstream products. And of course, as you go up the chain, we'll have more products. So if here I have potassium and phosphate rock, here I also have more products. MAP, MKP packets is already 3 different products. And when I go to the water soluble NPK, it's hundreds or thousands of different formulas in different formulations, in different ratios. And we always, of course, assist with the R&D and, of course, our very talented agronomy team, basically feed them to the right market and the right crop. When we look at our wide range here, so basically we have the foliar feed, the agrolith family, and Nutriment. Again, we'll talk about them. And we have the drip feed. We have a lot of brands. Some of them go to Greece, some don't. We divide it around the world. The reason that we have so much brand, part of the reason is that we are built through M&A. So a lot of times, other than development, we also bought a certain brand, and it was strong in the market, and we don't want to kill it. So basically, this is why you see many brands, and we'll talk about them in the next 2 slides. And I would say for the water soluble, you can basically select it by feature. So if you want strong acidification, you can select Evolution Flow or Novaseed or even Hydrosol, by the way. I just put here some example of brands. If you want acidification, basically having packaging inside. If you want high trace elements, you can look at the Evolution Special or all-in-one tank. So Evolution Special, for example, has N, P, K, calcium, magnesium, and microelements. So basically it's all-in-one. Or if you want competitive cost, you can go to Solinor FX, basically based on KCl as a potassium source. So it goes for fluoride-tolerant crops, for open field, and it's very cost-effective. By the way, in some areas, even other brands have this. For example, some of the formulation of ISO are with KCl, others not. But again, it's just an example here, and we can share much more each and every brand that we have. We also divided what goes to greenhouse, what goes to open field. So again, for open field, for high pH soil, you will go with this kind of brand. And for neutral and low pH, you will, for example, go with Solinor. And if you go to greenhouse, you will define between a greenhouse soil-based or substrate, soilless, and then also the brands are divided accordingly. So basically, I just saw a picture now of how our bags look. So we have here, for example, the Isol, the Novaseed, the Nova NPK, Fertiglow that goes for Turkey, for example, Solinor. So basically, we have a wide family. Originally, I thought, it's very difficult to manage such a wide family, and I want one brand. But actually, it helps you in the market. You can have many brands of many big and loyal distributors, and you can basically manage it in such a way that everybody are happy. When we look at our foliar feed, basically we have the agrolith family, which is agrolith powder, agrolith special, and agrolith liquid. And we have Nutriment, which basically is patented, the adjuvant within the Nutriment is patented by RCL. But here I'm going to focus on the agrolith liquid part. So when I look at agrolith liquid, it's basically a foliar fertilizer, a liquid foliar fertilizer, which has a unique technology. We call it X3 Surfactive. And it's basically some sort of adjuvant that gives you 3 advantages. First, better spreading. So basically, it spreads better over the leaf, and we'll see it in a picture in the next slide. It has better adhesiveness, so it sticks to the leaf, so there is no risk of runoff or bounce off. And the most important advantage, I believe, is the better retention. So basically, once you spray it, certain nutrient deposits remain on the leaf. And then where there is high humidity in the air, usually early morning, then basically these nutrients are reactivated and you have better retention of nutrients over time to the plants through the cuticle. Here you see, for example, an X-ray picture of or infrared of a standard liquid fertilizer without adjuvant and aqueous liquid. You can see the better spread and the fact that the nutrient, or basically the droplet, it spread much better over the leaf. And we also see it in feed price. When we go from NPK to actually straight, we have a unique advantage in our NPK production. First of all, we are market leaders in NPK. We have been for many, many years. And most of the world produced NKP by using phosphoric acid and KOH. This is how, I think all of the world do that. ICL has the ability to do two production techniques. One is the regular one, phosphoric acid and KOH. We produce in Israel around 40,000 tons in such a way, and in China around 20,000 tons, which will expand to additional 50. But we also have the bigger installation in Israel, in the Negev Desert, whereby we produce NKP from dry raw material, basically from phosphate rock, from KCl, and basically it gives us advantage in the term that it has less risk of caking, and it's unique for us. We produce 60,000 tons in such way in Israel for many, many years. But we also know that having MEP, NKP packaging is not enough, so we need a wide range of trade portfolio. So we started also a trading activity, making sure that we have also SOP and magnesium sulfate and magnesium nitrate and potassium nitrate, we call it Nova NK. In terms of potassium nitrate, we have a strategic partnership with a partner in Denmark, whereby we have the distribution rights to the goods produced there for the potassium nitrate. So basically right now, we have a full range of straight products. So if you want and you work in a tank system, you can work with our straights. If you work with one or two tanks, you can work with a water NPK. We have a bit of everything for fertigation and for foliage. Again, broad portfolio. Again, I think I discussed that. When we move from the fertigation part to the control release part, so again, here basically it's only one sentence. I think we all know. Control release fertilizer, basically fertilizer that releases the nutrients according to the crop needs. So basically it releases over time. How it happens? Basically we have a substrate, here for example is urea, and coating. We determine the thickness based on the longevity that we want. And then basically water moves through the coating, water dissolves the nutrients, and nutrients are released through the coating. Again, as I said, based on the thickness of the coating, we can determine the release rate and also the temperature, of course. But what is important to say here, before that, is that, as I said before, we are the only one who are now launching a biodegradable coating. So after it degrades, you have nothing on the soil, and I think it will give us a great advantage for the future. When we look at CRF, we basically need to divide the portfolio into three. We have the algal coat, which is basically coated single substrate. It can be coated urea, coated KCl, whatnot. Then we can look at the agro master. So basically you take the agro coat and then you blend it with uncoated nutrients. For example, take coated urea, blend it with uncoated polysulfate or GTSP, and then you get to a blend which holds a coated substrate and uncoated agro nutrients. So we call it agro master. And then you have basically the agro blend, which is 100% coated NPK. So we have a bit of all, depending on the need. And then, as I said, we have the EcoX, which is the new biodegradable coating. I thought to show here why we call it EcoX. So basically, it's ecological, so it's eco, but we write it with Q for the quality. So it's EcoX. This is the new technology, and I'm sure you will hear much more about it in the market in the near future. And we think this is a big winner for the future. And now when we go to our Fertilizer Plus portfolio, again, I will only show only 2 slides. As you know, Fertilizer Plus, basically polysulfate, is harvested from UK, from the Royie mine in the UK. It contains K2O, magnesium, calcium, and sulfur. It's basically a fertilizer with the lowest carbon footprint. So basically, you can see here a test that we did to show the low carbon footprint of polysulfate. Basically, it's directly from the mine. You actually harvest it in the mine beneath the North Sea, and then it only goes through sieving, dividing between granular material and standard material, and this is it. This is how we produce polysulfate. So this is why it also has a very low carbon footprint, among others. And as I said, polysulfate is approved for use in organic agriculture. If I go, for example, for control union in Europe, so basically we know that polysulfate is approved as an input for organic farming under the EC regulations. We also have Infogen for UK, Italy, Germany, Netherlands, approved for use in organic farming. So basically it's one of the things that we try to focus and aim on today. And I think basically the purpose of this presentation was to say, hey, look, we basically have everything. If we don't have something, and we think that the market needs it, we have the ability to develop it, by ourselves or together with certain partnerships. And I think, again, this is why I'm very happy to have this day. I hope you will get to know a bit more about RCA. You already know some of it, you already buy some of the products, but there are much more. And we always look for the right partners in the right markets to actually expand what we do. And one of the most exciting areas right now is Greece, because I think personally that Spiros is really doing a good job bringing all of you together. And I hope it will bear fruit for everybody and we will enjoy this day.